shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to sports talk.
Wasn't playing really well this year, and they were having to do some things conceptually, defensively, that Wade Phillips didn't necessarily want to do. And so the Jalen Ramsey trade wasn't just about solidifying one corner. You spoke you heard Adam talk about some of those young guys, whether it's Troy Hill, you draft David Long from Michigan. They believe in some of this young talent that they have, and so they are clearing space, and not only in what you want to do with Jalen Ramsey, but also getting some of these young guys acclimating and knowing that going forward, it'll be their opportunities to become starting corners and players in LA.
Let me ask you about this from the Dolphins' perspective.
I just believe the Rams did this because they got Jalen Ramsey there. And I think they're going to build a defense off of him and Aaron Donald. Like, build a defense around them. And I feel like because Talib older, and they most likely want to go younger, so they shipped him out to Miami. So it's like they got Jalen Ramsey now. Now they got to find another corner to go on the other side to play along with him. Like you could say he's not playing well. The whole defense wasn't playing well. To be honest, like they have moments they will play like a good defense. Then they have moments they play like a defense that you could just run on, pass on. Their defense wasn't well. It's like some games Aaron Donald dominates. Some games you won't think he in the game sometimes. Like Talib probably wasn't playing well, but I just feel like since they got Jalen Ramsey and he's younger, and then they want to go younger on the other side, so they gonna trade Talib because he's older than Ramsey.
Clearly, this is not about now. They are stockpiling, and sort of that's their long-term plan. Are you confident, and I'll ask both of you, in what their plan is and their ability ultimately to execute that plan, Mike, going forward?
Well, yeah, starting with Talib, he's a scheme fit because ideally they want to play man-to-man, and that's something Aqib Talib, when healthy and productive, he can do. Now, as you mentioned, they have a lot of picks, and now they have to go execute and draft, and they put themselves in a great position to do that, and they're going to have to remain patient. I think a great example for all of us is to look at the 49ers. There was a lot of bumps in the road with Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, some of their picks, but to their credit, they hung in there, and now they're seeing the fruits of that patience. And if you're Miami, if you're the Cleveland Browns, if you're the New York Jets, and you feel great about the process of hiring those coaches and GMs, and you got to hang in there. And I think the 49ers right now are instructive of a successful sort of transition that didn't happen overnight. If we remember when Kyle Shanahan got the job, everything was like, well, they're going to go sign Kirk Cousins. You know, Kyle Shanahan, Kirk Cousins have this great relationship going back to the Redskins. Well, Kirk Cousins gets franchised, and to their credit, they pivoted, and now things have been successful. So if I'm Miami...
That's the same thing going on in Miami. Like, you got to have patience with your team. Like, Brian Flores, he tried to build something different that fit his system. You just got to have patience, and you can have success. That's the same thing 49ers did with John Lynch and the head coach. They waited Kyle Shanahan, I can't think his name. But when you have that patience, man, you see the result San Francisco having. That's the same thing Miami need to do. Just have patience and get the right players in there so you can have success. Like, it's just like you just have patience with them. Once you have that patience with them, you can have a good result. It's up to them just to wait.
I have a plan, and I have to stick to it. Now, Talib, again, he fits. They have Xavier Howard. They had a lot of trouble looking at who the other quarter was going to be. So from a scheme standpoint, Talib makes sense, and whether or not he fits long-term remains to be seen, but he certainly has the ability to do so.
Yeah, this is year 3 in San Francisco. Not a lot of people make it to year 3.
So easy to forget, right?
I mean, you know, it's not, and you can say this is our plan, long-term plan, but you have to be able to withstand the criticism that comes with it as you're struggling to build the team.
Did we ever get criticized? I don't remember that.
No, you got a clean slate.
I know today's a day about transactions, and we're just trying to figure out who's getting traded. But just as I saw Aqib Talib going to Miami, my first thought was He's going from the Rams to Miami, a team that doesn't even know what it feels like to win a game at this point. That I mean, what's going through his mind right now, knowing that that's the culture's completely changed.
I believe
no state taxes.
I was just going to say, he got an 8% raise.
Tax in our eye. That's a fair statement.
That's what's going through his mind.
That's probably the truth.
For players, many times we're deeply rooted in the reality of this game, in the business of this game, and we understand a lot of times it's not in your control. So for Aqib Talib, a guy who's played as long...
That's what I'm saying. Like, these sports are business. If they feel like you ain't doing something in their organization, they're going to move on to you. They don't care who they sending you to. They're going to get some picks from you, for you. Return to the team. And they don't mind sending you off if they see you ain't doing the production for their team. Of course you're gonna look back in your head like they're gonna trade me. Then he been hurt. Most of the time he been with the Rams. And they can look at that too. And this is the business of the field. Like if they feel like you ain't doing nothing for their team and you can't really stay on the field, they're gonna move on from you. It's like that. It's some organizations that keep their players that they love and let them get healthy or let them find their way and play better after a while. But when they don't see you doing the production, that's what they do. They just move on from you.
He had who's been on different teams, he understands this. I'm sure he was prepared for it in some way. And so now you move on and you go to a team and you figure out where you fit there.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app and for live streaming sports and premium content.